Hey guys, thanks for watching Weddings by Cled. We are coming at you from my kitchen this evening with another T&A, that's tips and advice episode. This is a really fun one. I had a ball coming up with these. You've probably heard me through the years talk about the untrend. You've heard me give advice on not really following any trends, but finding your own way, finding your own style. You create the trend. But you know what? There's still trends out there and I don't like them. I'm really sick of them. So tonight we're gonna talk about trends that need to go bye-bye, see ya, so long, been good to know you. I have seen enough of these and I don't wanna see them anymore. And this is just in my humble opinion, okay? So like I say to all of my couples, to my wedding planning clients, I'm going to give you my opinion. You do with it what you want. So here are Caroline's top 15 wedding trends that gotta go. So the number 15 wedding trend that's gotta go, you guys, are mason jars. And along with mason jars, when they walk away, they can take all the rustic things with them. They can take the burlap, they can take the lace in the burlap, the cowboy hats, the straw, the wheat, all the rustic things. It's like done. I'm sorry, don't come at me with 600 mason jars that you've gathered through the years and tell me to do your arrangements in them, because they're done. I will give you a better alternative, and that alternative, just about anything. If you want to stay in the rustic realm, you can go with coppers, or you can go with like hammered metals or something, or ceramics. When it comes to colors, different colors kind of rotate through the years. They always tend to come back. But some of the colors that I have seen in the last few years that just have served their purpose, one combination is burgundy and blush. Now, granted, it's a beautiful color combination, and I have done some gorgeous burgundy and blush weddings. I mean, it's a contrast with a deep, dark autumnal color and a bright feminine color, and they go really well together. But you guys, there's other colors out there. I mean, if you come at me with the burgundy and the blush, I'm gonna be as respectful as possible, but I am gonna recommend that maybe we put in like a pop color, or maybe instead of burgundy and blush, we do burgundy and a soft peach, or a pale yellow, or something that's not burgundy and blush. And you know, they're beautiful colors and they may come back in like 10 years, but the thing is, you don't want your wedding to look like all the other weddings. And that's the reason why we need to kind of throw these trends away. In the color spectrum, the all white weddings have kind of had their day in the sun. I mean, you guys, they are beautiful with everything in that ethereal white, but it's time to bring a little color in. It's time to celebrate and use a little bit more color in your wedding. So the all white wedding, and of course the very subdued, faded matte colors, they've kind of had their day too. Okay, so kind of along with the decor and floral spectrum, I've seen my share of flower walls. Okay, they're really fun to take pictures in front of and kind of pretend you're like lying on the wall and then people take your picture. But you know what? I've seen enough flower walls, and there are other things out there, you guys. If you're trying to create a backdrop for photographs or a backdrop for a focal point, you can do like a patterned wallpaper. That's really hot right now. You can do actual art. Find a local artist to paint a backdrop for you. You can repurpose your ceremony backdrop. So if the ceremony and the reception are in the same place, you can just leave that arbor up. You can use it. Everybody's gonna stand under it and take pictures. You can put your cake under it later. That's a good one that I always do. Fake or real, those flower walls can get really pricey. So another trend that I would like to see go is the wham-bam, thank you ma'am, anything, okay? We don't have to rush, you guys. We don't have to have those 5-minute ceremonies anymore. We don't have to have the really quick receptions. And one trend that I'm seeing that I really do like is the complete opposite of the wham-bam, thank you ma'am, and that is the gatherings. The weekends where there are a lot of events going on, they're very relaxed. We may have a welcome party On the Friday night before the wedding, we may have activities going on that guests can choose from on the morning of the wedding. Of course, the event itself, and maybe a brunch the next day. So you know what? You don't get to see these people all the time, so make a weekend of it. No more wham-bams. So the 9th trend that I would really like to see go bye-byes is matchy-matchy anything. This is matchy-matchy bridesmaids dresses, hairdos, tablecloths. You guys, things don't have to match in your wedding. As long as things coordinate together, it can be beautiful and eclectic and unique. The bridesmaids dresses, as long as there's some unifying factor, whether it be the texture or a certain color palette, they don't all have to match and they don't all have to be the same, because guess what? All the bodies are not the same and not everybody looks good in taupe or teal or magenta. So you can pick a story of colors that goes together beautifully and celebrates the personalities of each of the bridesmaids. The 8th wedding trend that can go bye-byes are sparklers. I know they're beautiful and they provide light and all of that stuff, and it's that last exit picture, but there are other ways to do grand exits that not every other bride is doing. You can do a balloon release. You can put those little LED lights inside of the balloons so that you have this beautiful illuminated balloon release. Just make sure that they are biodegradable, so when they pop and fall back to the ground, they're not littering the earth. This next trend can go, and if it never comes back, it would be too soon. You guys, how many signs do you really need at your wedding? And you know, one of the signs that really kind of peeves me are the ones that suggest that the groom like wants to run away somewhere or get away. Why is it always the groom that wants to get away? I mean, that's a little sexist, don't you think? Like to see this little guy walking down the aisle with a sign that says, if you want to run now, go. I mean, really? Do you really need a little kid walking down the aisle with a sign that says, here comes the bride? I mean, like, duh. Do we need signs at every single station? No, they cost money. And you know, I mean, okay, there's certain things that need signs, but they don't have to be everywhere. And you know what signs can take with them? They can take that god awful, like weird faux calligraphy that you see everywhere. I'm so over that lettering. I mean, like, bye. So here's a couple of items that are on the food spectrum, a couple of trends that I would like to see go. Now, how about those massive wedding cakes? I mean, what's the point? Why does the wedding cake have to be like so tall that you have to get up on a ladder to cut it? I mean, why does the wedding cake have to be so big? There's no way that everyone's gonna eat that much wedding cake. I just don't see the point of it anymore. I love the trend where the wedding cakes are much smaller. You can even have, if it's a budget issue, you can have sliced cake already ready to go in the back in the kitchen, and it can be served after your nice little cake is cut. So yeah, like bye-bye big wedding cakes. And along with that, in the sweets spectrum, chocolate fountains. I mean, really? Like, they're just not necessary. Do you really need to have chocolate all over you and all over the tablecloth and all over the ground? Because yeah, that's what happens with chocolate fountains. Now, as far as dinner goes, another trend that I would like to see go bye-byes is family service dinners. That's when they put like all the plates on the table. And this is for a couple of reasons. Number one, it takes up a lot of space. So it really makes it hard for you to have like any kind of viable centerpiece with candles, because I mean, like bowls can like knock over candles and then you have a fire hazard. And the other reason is, do you really want to like be like spooning food out of a bowl that guy across the table just spooned food out of, who you don't even know? I mean, especially with the time that we're living in right now, it's kind of messy. So family style can go. I love sit down dinners when they're done right and they're done in a timely manner. I think they are so civilized and so elegant, and I would really like to see served sit down dinners come back. The long speech trend. I mean, this is something that I have like been talking about for years. Do we really need to have long speeches at weddings? First of all, it's not a speech, okay? It's not a TED Talk, it's a toast. So just get up there, say something, and you know, you can give your toasters a cutoff time. You can tell them 3 minutes max. And if they don't, just tell your DJ it's okay to just cut it off. You're gonna hear me talk about that a lot because I'm just not down with the long speeches. They take away from the wedding reception. They take away from the money that you're spending on the band, on the DJ, and time together with your guests. Okay, you guys, this one is my number 2 wedding trend that I want to see go. Complicated hashtags. You know, they used to be cute, but when they're really complicated or just really stupid, I mean, what is the point of them? We know you like cats, but do we really need to hashtag every single photograph with hashtag getting meowed? I don't even have an alternative for that. But if you happen to have a really clever one or just a really simple one that says your names, by all means do it. But getting meowed, no, it's not gonna work. My number 1 wedding trend that I need to see go is beer bottles and bare feet. Okay, brides, let's try to remain somewhat elegant on our wedding day. I know your feet are gonna hurt and I know you might like beer, but in the pictures, trust me, you're not gonna be happy with yourself when you see yourself barefoot on the dance floor with a bottle of beer. It's not a hoedown, it's your wedding day. So maybe pour the beer in a glass. It's not that hard. And maybe put some shoes on. You probably won't cut your feet either if you get some cute little flip-flops or little Keds if the heels start to hurt. But the whole barefoot thing, I mean, come on, woman up, put on some shoes when you get out on the dance floor. You guys, I hope you enjoyed my trends that I want to see go bye-byes. I want to hear which trends you are totally over in the comments. Thank you so much for watching Weddings by Cled tonight. Please subscribe to our channel. It'll bring you fresh new content every single week and help me realize my dreams.